Alhamdulillah. Welcome to another episode of Chrissy Chaos. Alhamdulillah. We got a great episode for you today. Today is another solo. We were supposed to have a couple of guests on. All the guests canceled. So what can you do? We're Chrissy Solos again. We appreciate your love and support. We're going to talk about some TikTok videos. We're going to dive into some personal life. We got John the Father Grady sitting on the ones and twos with his headphones on like he's his brother. If you know what that means, you know what that means. He's just sitting there stimming out, going wild because the Buffalo Bills look like they're going to at least get to the Super Bowl this year. And then we got Vito, baby teeth, Calise, who has to leave again in an hour because I guess I just don't pay enough. And this guy's just starting to look, he's looking for a percentage of my money like everyone else in my fucking life. So, and make no mistake, your days are numbered, okay? I'm going to make... I'm not messing around anymore, dude. I'm not giving everyone percentages of my income, okay? I'm going to start paying family members to do my shit. All right? I don't have to give you a percentage of my income to book my flights. I can book it on my app or I can have my 9-year-old do it, okay? She's good at computers. I'm not giving you a percentage of the MLB gig I did, even though I legally probably have to, but that's the last one. Shout out Matt Altman. He's a good dude. I like Matt. Yeah, I love Matt. Shout out Matt Altman. He's the man.
You don't know who he knows.
Yo, Matt Altman, you don't know who Matt Altman knows. Matt Altman, if you're listening to this, you're my boy, dude. You're the guy I need. Matt Altman's the only guy that we need for success.
Dude, Matt Altman would be electric to have part of this like group.
Yes.
Like part of your team.
Yes.
Dude, he's already trying to get you Red Rocks.
Dude, Matt Altman's going to get me in Red Rocks. Matt Altman's got some nice hookups for me. Matt Altman wants to come on the pod. He will come on the pod, okay? Because the bottom line is, dude, and I've said this before, I only have one Jewish guy on my team, and that's not enough. We need to start adding Jews. The great Mike Berkowitz, the great one of the greatest agents. He's the power almighty Jew, and that's who we need, dude. And I need a second Jew. And I think Matt Altman is that guy. I want to bring on, if you're Jewish and you want to join the Chrissy Chaos crew, we are only taking applicants. You have to be Jewish. I am not dealing with anyone who's not Jewish in this business. I only want to be around Jewish people, dude, okay? That's what it is. That's why I had a bagel today. I actually had a flagel, and I texted Jazz. I said, I just had a flagel, and she wrote, you mean a bagel? Is what she said, a Robert bagel. And that's what it is, folks. Now, listen, I'm fueled up today. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm fueled up. I've had 2 iced coffees. I just had, shout out Glendale Bagel. Shout out Glendale Bagel on Myrtle Avenue, one of the best bagel stores in the world. I had the DSNY wrap, egg, cheese, home fries. I added avocado and sriracha mayo in a wrap, and then I got a toasted flagel with butter, and I had back-to-back iced coffees, and then I just had a brioche chocolate croissant. I had a chocolate brioche, which John and I were sitting here. Jasmine brought brioches home, and we were like, we don't know what that is. We're not cultured, civilized kids. We don't know what that is. I thought a brioche was when you circumcise a Jewish boy. But that's a bris. So I literally was prepared to I thought Jasmine brought me home foreskin dipped in chocolate. And I was ready to eat that because I will do whatever it takes to be more Jewish because I want to conquer this business. So we had a chocolate brioche. So it's right now, current time, Eastern time, colonial American 13 original colonies time, as what I like to call it. That's Eastern time to me, 13 original colonies time. It's 12:30. I started eating at 11:45, and I'm probably over 3,000 calories in. And that's just what you're going to have to accept about me today. I was wearing a Chrissy Chaos lifestyle shirt because I thought it looked tight on my arms, and I thought it looked kind of good. But then I looked at myself in the mirror, and all I saw was buttered bagel running down my bicep. So I threw on this Knicks jacket. Okay? I threw on this Knicks jacket, but know that I'm fueled up. I'm ready to go. I already masturbated in the sauna, and Jasmine yelled at me for it. And I'm not lying to her anymore. Usually I'd say, no, it wasn't me. That was Vito. Vito jerked it in the sauna. But now I'm just honest about it. Yeah, I jerked it in the sauna. And that's what I did. Okay? And in the search engine on porno, I put in chubby Indian women. I did. And that's just who I am as a human being. I'm not going to lie to you anymore. I'm getting rid of my childhood anxiety, and I'm not scared of my mom anymore. I'm not scared of what my mom thinks of me anymore. I'm a man now, Mom. And if I want to buy a house and move back to Staten Island, I'm going to do that. And I may have already done that. I can't tell you yet legally. But that's just who I am. I'm discarding my childhood anxiety. I'm staying friendly with my present. And I'm realizing that you know, you can't be scared of everything. And you have to, at some point, become an alpha. And even though I've presented as an alpha based off my haircut and overall love of sports and lifting weights, I have had many beta cuck actions. And I'm done being a beta cuck. I'm being an alpha. Okay? Until Jasmine comes down those stairs, then I'll go back to being a beta cuck. But right now she's upstairs on the 3rd floor taking a shower. So I can just confidently say anything because I know she's not listening.
Do you watch JOI porn? I feel like you're a guy who would watch JOI porn.
What's JOI porn?
Jerk off instructionals.
Okay, jerk off instructionals. Take me through it.
It is where somebody would sit there, like you would just watch like a solo artist, and they're like describing it. They're like instructing you on doing your business.
On how to do it.
No, not. It's just like they're acting as if they're there with you.
Interesting. No, I'm not. Here's, to be honest with you, I'm not into any of like fishnet stockings, or I'm into like real stuff. Like I would actually prefer, like if you gave me like an absolute 10 out of 10 girl in fishnet stockings, I'm not into that. I don't like fishnets.
Who brought up fishnet stockings?
I don't like fishnet stockings. I'd rather just watch 2 fat people have sex.
Okay.
I would like that. Like I'd rather just watch 2 fatties just bang out.
Why don't you tell people if they have videos of them and their fat partner?
Yeah, put it up at patreon.com/ChristyComedy. We'll keep you safe.
What do you want?
I want videos of fatties. But yeah, dude, getting rid of childhood anxiety, that's a big thing. That's a big thing that we've cracked open in therapy is I held on to a lot of childhood anxiety. I get very nervous before difficult conversations. And it's really what it is my brain is telling me you're mad. You're nervous because mommy's going to be mad at you. Well, I'm going to say that I'm a 40-year-old man now. And you know what? If mommy's mad at me, then so be it. I'm an adult and I have a 401k.
Nice.
And I can, if mommy wants to be mad at me, whoever I'm making mommy in that situation, because that's the thing, I'll make different mommies for different situations. And I'll be scared to negotiate a price, or I'll be scared to talk to my family, or I'll be scared to tell Vito I think his hat's weird. And then I'll just get nervous. I actually think your hat's dope. And then I'll just get nervous and I'll make them all my mommy. There's been times where I've looked at Vito and I've seen my mommy. And that's just, I'm done with it.
You want to suck my titties?
I want to suck your titties, dude. Ew. I'm discarding my childhood anxiety, and I encourage you guys to discard your childhood anxiety as well. But John, I don't know what John's got different problems. Okay. John's got to work through shit. John, man, John doesn't think he's got nicked by autism, but he did. John's got a little bit in there, and John flew out of the back of an RV, so John's got to go to therapy. And John's instead of going to therapy, John's just drowning it out, getting drunk, watching Bills games. So John's got to get his shit together. But I love John.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. The Bills potentially, honestly, dude. If the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl this year, you better pull down your pants and have your dick and balls tucked between your legs like Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill. You better do that, dude.
Can you drive up to Buffalo and stay at Pipko's parents' place with John?
John, I'm telling you this right now. And I'm being genuine, 100% serious. And I mark it right now. Save this audio recording. If the Buffalo Bills, where's the Super Bowl this year?
New Orleans.
If the Buffalo Bills make it to the Super Bowl, I will give you 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. I will find a way to either finagle 2 tickets to the Super Bowl because I told you I'm adding Jewish. Matt Altman will get me these tickets, or I will buy in good faith. And now I will select the seats, but consider this a bonus for the great job you've done. I will buy you tickets to the Super Bowl, and you will see the Buff. You have to get your own airfare though, but I'll get you the tickets.
Deal.
Great.
Good
yeah,
deal.
and I'll give you Marriott Bonvoy reward points, and I'll get you a hotel.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but you only have to do. Actually, fuck it. I'll get you the airfare too. I got Delta Sky Miles. I'll give you a full, all-inclusive paid trip. If the Buffalo Bills make the Super Bowl, I will do that for you.
All right.
Okay.
How do you feel?
That's awesome. That's very
because you had a tough start to the year with the Mets thing, and I say, how can we? All I see is Vito's just getting more and more success. His pod's blown up. He's married. He's looking good, and then you're just sitting here like a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's
and I'm sick and tired of seeing it, John. I'm sick and tired of you just sitting here like you're just a puddle, dude. You're fishing in Central Park with a gun in your mouth, trying to sell fish to Chinese people to make ends meet because the Mets fired you. So the way I'm going to make that up to you, dude, is if the Bills make it, mark my words, you're going.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Man.
Save that. Clip it.
All he wanted was Pelicans tickets, and you went.
Oh yeah. I can't make that game. Yeah.
You can or can't?
I don't think I can.
Damn.
Actually, no, maybe I can. What was the date again?
It's December 1st. It's a Sunday.
Okay.
I'm not even saying we need to, courtside. Nah, I just to go would be fun.
Oh, we're going to go outside. No. Jasmine's texting me.
I'll probably see get nosebleeds.
Jasmine's texting me, bonfire.com. Go to bonfire.com and go to Jasmine's Instagram. Check out that link to check out the Fit Mommy sweatshirts. She's got Fit Mommy sweatshirts. I actually wore them on the episode of History Hyenas that you guys may have seen. I wore a nice Fit Mommy sweatshirt. So do that. And then December 1st, you know what? You ready for this? We're going to do this in real time, folks.
This is John Day.
Dude, John.
I'm feeling good today.
Because I'm sick and tired of people. I'm sick and tired of reading the comments saying John's a beta cuck pussy.
There are a lot of comments that say that.
What time is the game?
I'll check.
Is it 8 or is it noon? Is it high noon?
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see
It's
what
Sunday. It's probably noon, right?
If it's a Sunday at noon, that actually works better because my family,
6 p.m.
A 6 p.m. game is actually not bad because my kids start to wind down on Sunday night anyway.
Yeah.
At 6 p.m. All right, so I'm going to actually just
It's probably going to be a blowout for the Knicks anyways.
All right, let me ask. So Sunday, hey, brother, Sunday, December 1 against Pelicans, do you have any room?
Well, yeah, and they are one of the least popular teams in the NBA, so I would say it's good odds that you can get hooked up. I actually had somebody from the Pelicans call me this morning offering me tickets for Friday, but I told him I don't live in New Orleans.
Oh, that's so wild. That's so wild that you have you're like a Pelican super fan.
They're fun, man.
But he's wearing a Knicks hat today.
But he's wearing a Knicks hat. So that's the only thing. If we do get confirmed for these tickets, you can't wear Pelicans gear. You have to keep your Pelicans.
I just ordered a brand new Pelicans hat too.
No, you can't wear it if you're like a guest of the Knicks. So you don't have to wear Knicks gear.
What if I button up my shirt and then
Don't fuck with this, dude.
No,
Don't fuck with this, man.
No, you can't
reveal the Brandon Ingram jersey.
No, you can't. That's the only problem.
You're about to get fucking kicked off the list.
You can't, dude. I'll get kicked off the list. So you can wear that Knicks hat, or you don't have to wear. You don't have to.
I would wear a Knicks hat.
You don't have to wear anything. Like you don't have to. I mean, they want you to support the Knicks. I wear Knicks stuff, but you don't actually have to. So, but if you cannot wear Pelican stuff,
damn.
But you can secretly you want to cheer for them on the inside. You want to make bird noises. You want to start if you want to just start eating garbage off the floor like a Pelican would, then you could do that.
Just don't fucking try to high five Jalen Brunson like his last guest.
I know, dude. Dude, he almost. My last guest, Tommy Gallucci, and we could. Well, you have that video, right?
That was hilarious.
Put that video up right here. He almost broke Jalen. He almost re-broke Jalen Brunson's already broken hand with a high five that was. He swung that thing 100 miles an hour. That guy is not only one of my best friends; he's also my real estate agent. Tommy No Socks is what we call him. He bench pressed.
You're a good real estate client because you fucking use that a lot,
dude. I know.
Most people use a real estate agent once every few years,
dude. I've moved so many times. If you're a real estate agent or you're an accountant, you really like me, dude. You don't know how many times my accountant has went through the entire whole litany of things that you have to do to get approved for a house, get approved for a mortgage, deal with the bank, man hours. I'm getting charged for all of it. 4 different times since I've lived here. 4 different times he's went the entire distance where we're this close to closing, and I've changed my mind. But I pay him, dude. The bills sometimes I get from my accountant, which is all right. It's all I know he's working those hours, are mortgage payments. Then I'm just wow, I got to get smarter. And that's why I'm removing people who are taking percentages, and Jasmine's doing everything. That's what it is. That's what I'm going to do, dude. So speaking of all that, speaking of removing percentages and kids and Pelicans fans, because I kind of think if you're a fan of the Pelicans, or you're a fan of the Brooklyn Nets, you're probably a child or you're an adult who's on the spectrum. So because there's no way you could actually like those teams. You like those teams for a weird non-sports fan reason. Guys, did you know that there's a nutrition plan that doesn't just help you lose weight, but actually has been shown to lower your biological age score? Did you know that? Well, it's called Prolon by L-Nutra. And here's the craziest part. It's a fast that includes food. Full disclosure, I've always been afraid of any diet that includes fasting. For years, I didn't fast because I was I need to eat, I got to eat, blah, blah, blah. But then I started getting into the intermittent fasting, as you know, spoken about it many times. And then when I found the Prolon by L-Nutra, I was oh, wow, I'm fasting and eating. And I've had some of the best results in the past couple of years doing this, and it made me rethink everything. And it's honestly a game changer. Prolon is a revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes the body while making cells believe they're fasting. You gotta believe. And all this starts with Prolon's 5-day program. Snacks, soups, and beverages, all designed to keep your body in a fasting state. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced. And of course, because you're a loyal listener of this show, we're always gonna give you a discount, baby. That's what you get for being a chaotic. Right now, Prolon is offering Chrissy Chaos listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition programs. Go to prolonlife.com/chaos. That's PROLONLIFE.com/chaos for this special offer. That's prolonlife.com/chaos. Guys, the busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that it's exactly what I wanted feeling. I'm telling you, dude, Christmas is coming up, holiday season coming up, whatever you're celebrating, Uncommon Goods is the spot. When you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. And you know me, I'm Chrissy's Small Batches. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids to hits for everyone, from book lovers to die-hard sports fans, Uncommon Goods has something for everyone. Not the same old selections you could find just anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 back to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. I love it. Now, to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/chaos. That's uncommongoods.com/chaos for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. So I'm bringing that up to say Joshua Block, TikTok fame Joshua Block, is most likely a Nets fan or a Pelicans fan. If you don't know who Joshua Block is, he is a kid that was brought up to me. He's known as the World of T-Shirts on TikTok and all socials, right? That's his social?
Yeah.
World of T-Shirts, which I think is a pretty funny name. I've heard of him a little bit, but he's been getting a lot of fame lately, especially it started a couple of years ago, just basically going around New York City and doing wild stuff. Now, he's kind of instigated by his handler, his name is it Matt?
Michael Quinn.
Michael Quinn is his handler, and
his manager for a while.
His manager for a while. We don't know what the percentage was. His manager for a while. We're not sure what percentage he was taking. And he filmed this kid and kind of instigated this kid to do. Now, I say instigated,
but it started before that.
Okay.
Joshua Block first started off just coming to the city, just kind of like running around New York. And one big thing he would do is he would rent billboard space. Like, you know where you can put your picture up in Times Square?
Yes.
He would pay money, get his picture up there, and then come film himself on the billboard and singing Empire State of Mind.
So that's actually a good thing that Joshua Block thought of. That was Joshua Block's own stuff. He was paying to get his face. So he paid to get his face up here. Here we go. Okay. So you see, so that's actually smart. This is during, COVID times when you had to wear a mask. There you go. So that's kind of cute and nice that the kid did that. What happened, though, is it started off as just an innocent child with Asperger's, I would imagine, or some type of spectrum disorder. Maybe full-blown autistic, I don't know. Kind of making fun videos, going to New York City. It was endearing, him just kind of exploring and experiencing this new world for the first time. It's actually a beautiful thing to see a kid doing that, getting out of his shell a little bit. Nice. And then it went from that to Josh screaming the N-word outside a Subway because he was being instigated to do so to get more clicks and likes and views, while this handler of his kind of just egged him on while telling him to stop. But really, he was to Joshua, that meant go, do crazy stuff. And we don't really love it. I think the internet doesn't really love it. And it's just kind of sad of where the state of affairs we've went. So this is, so you can't do that. So we got to bleep that out. saying, yes, sir. So and so that guy who's saying shut the F up is the Mike Quinn guy. That's just a random person.
That's just a random person. Michael Quinn wasn't with him this day. This is just when he's this is just him like this is just him on his own drunk in the street. So basically like with Josh Block, he wasn't a drinker. He was just like a special needs kid coming to the city, making fun content, like you said. And then as he started to hang out with this Michael Quinn guy, that's when things started to get a little more weird, where he really started going to bars, drinking a lot. And then he started doing these walking tours at some point. Then you said you had friends that actually went on the walking tour.
Tell me. Yeah. Basically, you would show up, buy like a ticket online, and then he would kind of wander around the East Village, hop into bars, get hammered, and just be super autistic.
Right.
And like kind of be a tour guide. But they said he was an odd duck. He smells horrific, weird social cues, and he just like disappeared at the end of the night.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing is this kid, like you could tell just by his hygiene that he's very mentally unwell. And it's one of those things where maybe this kid would have wound up here doing this stuff on his own anyway, because of the fame of social media did this to him. And like, you get motivated by likes and comments and you take on this world of its own, because fame is meaningless these days. It doesn't matter. Everybody's famous. The fame is meaningless. I still think talent makes a difference, but a lot of people get famous. And the problem is without talent, and you get famous, you really kind of sit there and question, like, why are all these people coming up to me? You don't even think that you're that talented, because the problem is you're probably not. And also, I think that people who, just get so famous so quickly don't have time to adjust to what's happening in their life. So this kid, Josh Block, I think now, unfortunately, is at a point in his life where he's probably going to get hurt, killed, arrested, in a lot of trouble, and completely derail his life for likes and clicks and views. And the people who are around him are very nefarious characters. Make no mistake about it, folks. I'm just going to be crystal clear right to the camera. If you're taking a percentage of someone's income, it's probably because you don't have the talent and you're looking for people who do have the talent, and you're just going to take little bites of them. You're just going to take little bites of them. Like I'm a Flagel and you're Vito's little baby mouth. I'm the Flagel and the manager is Vito's baby teeth, which make up 10% of his mouth. So that's what it is, folks. And that's what these people who are surrounding Joshua Block are, just taking little baby bites of his Flagel. Okay? So I do think we need to move away from a percentage-based situation in entertainment. And I don't know what these people who are surrounding Joshua Block actually take from him. I do know that they instigate him for their own TikTok and social media fame. And Joshua Block is he's like another sad case, because he seems like a really sweet kid of the internet, which he may think, no, everybody loves me. And, maybe they do. But the truth is I think you're acting out of character to try to get likes and views. Now, I know people might be listening and say, well, Chris, aren't you just a Joshua Block of stand-up comedy? I think at times, yes, I was. I think at times I would just do things because you have to, but I've adjusted. See, the good thing about my career, it's been a slow burn. I started all this in 2009. And only now, over the last 2 or 3 years, do I start to get a little bit of recognition in certain places. Okay? It's only very recently. Where if you start posting content and then within 6 months you're getting recognized by everybody, that's a hell of an adjustment. That's a hell of an adjustment, and your brain might not be prepared for all that. But I've taken a lot of L's before I took any W's. Okay? Took a lot of L's, folks. And it's what it is. And that would have been before I've taken any W's. Now, that would have been a nice product placement for Jake Paul's W deodorant spray, but they have sent me a box of his products, but they don't want to sponsor the pod. So, Jake Paul, if you're listening, get me W stuff, and I will find great product placement to put W deodorant all over my face.
No, we haven't heard from you about the Jake Paul fight much. You were supposed to be there at one point, right?
So the truth is I was supposed to be at the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight at its original inception when they're supposed to do it in July, and then I think Tyson got sick or injured, I forgot, and then so I couldn't make it. So they moved, but we had that date that was booked. I was going, and I was potentially going to walk out with Jake Paul. Whatever he had decided at that point, he hadn't decided what his walkout was going to be. Of course, he came out Logan Paul and his brother in that car, which is fantastic. But there was one idea of me wearing his company better, BETR, like a humongous, like oversized baseball cap that looks ridiculous. I was going to walk out with that better cap.
Are you still in the football league?
Yes, I'm still in the football league, but I haven't responded to it in like 3 months. I'm just on a massive group chat.
What's your record?
I have no idea, dude. I don't even understand fantasy football.
Dude, your starting QB was Daniel Jones.
My starting QB was Daniel Jones.
He got benched to third string this week.
Did he
for
go
the
all the
Giants.
way to third string? So we got Tommy Cutlets as one, and then the second.
I don't even know what the second is, but people are saying he might be the highest paid third string QB of all time.
Why is it really? I mean, I know the Giants are awful, but like third string is that's a little much, no? So
yeah.
Daniel Jones will not play another snap this season unless both those guys get hurt.
Probably, yeah.
That's brutal. But yeah, so I was supposed to go to that Jake Paul fight, but instead I was in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I had to go to Salt Lake City, Utah and do 4 shows at Wise Guys Comedy Club. Shout out Wise Guys, great club. And I think I said this on the last pod that as soon as I said this on the last pod already, right? On last week's pod.
That when you started,
As soon as I started, the entire comedy club was watching the fight, which is fine. But then, yes, I have spoke to Jake and his team, and you know, they're just good guys. I mean, listen, dude, I know on the internet it's easy to, you know, hate Jake. That's what he wants you to do. He's leaning into being the heel. That's all part of this. The man, Jake Paul, is a great man. He's a great man, and he knows that I have pictures of his butt that I will post unless he wires me 10,000 Bitcoin.
Did you see the other fights that weekend? Did you see any of the stuff from the
Dude,
UFC
Amanda
fight?
Serrano, the Puerto Rican.
That was the big fight.
By the way, Amanda Serrano, Puerto Rican, rumor has it she's from Ridgewood. So I was the most famous Puerto Rican woman coming from Ridgewood, but now it's Amanda Serrano.
Didn't she fight
Heather Hardy, who was a guest of the Chrissy Chaos podcast.
And she talked about how she was fighting Amanda Serrano. That was the interview we did with her, wasn't it?
And Serrano, I believe, beat her because Serrano is one of... Dude, Amanda Serrano is amazing. What an amazing fighter. I mean, getting her eye split open like that and keep fighting. Dude, if you gave me a paper cut in my gloves, I'd be on the floor being like, put adobo on it. I can't fight. But dude, Amanda Serrano, that was the fight of the night. I believe Amanda Serrano, even though I know the big monies go to Paul and Tyson, rightfully so, they were the eyeballs. With the way that fight, if I'm willing to sit here and say I will send my producer John to the Super Bowl if the Buffalo Bills make it, and I don't have a 2,000th of the money that these guys have, then somebody from Netflix or Jake Paul should give Amanda Serrano a big time financial bonus if they haven't already. Okay? If I'm willing to put John in the upper deck of the Super Bowl and a Spirit Airlines flight and a Ramada on the outskirts of New Orleans, then you can give Amanda Serrano a bonus. That's all I'm saying. Right? And I'm not wrong.
Yeah. That was the fight of the night. That was what everybody was talking about. Now, did you see the next night there was a John Jones fight?
Yes.
And Donald Trump was there?
Yes.
And did you see that the new thing is everybody's doing the Trump dance?
Of course. I saw it. I loved it. Yep. I mean, everybody's doing it. Here's the thing, folks. You cannot like the result, okay? And this is not a pro-Trump or anti-Kamala podcast. It's not a political platform, okay? It's not a political platform. It's like one of those things is like, yeah, is there a Make America Great Again hat in the house signed by Donald Trump? Yes, there are. Yes, there is. But we also have a dirty diaper signed by Biden. So we have both people in here, okay? So that's what it is. We have a migrant signed by Kamala that we keep in the basement. So I think that this is good for America. Here's why. I think that Donald Trump, hate him or love him, you can't deny, and even if you think it's wrapped up in nefarious stuff, that's fine. He loves America, or he at least has the perception, he's given the people the perception that America's back and we now have a president who loves this country, as opposed to the other side. Again, perception is reality. I'm not talking about what the facts are. I'm talking about the perception of the facts. Perception was the Democrats don't like America and they're more towards communists, and Republicans like America and they're more towards, capitalism and making America great again as the campaign. So whether that's right or wrong factually, that's up to you to decide. The perception, I think, was there. So all these athletes and people and dancing or with Trump being president.
Do it.
All this, you know what all that's saying is? I'm proud to be American again. And I don't think that's a bad thing. No matter what happens, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's your American right to dislike him if you like that and yell about it, which, like, dude, Vito literally just took his face out of the pillow within days. He was screaming into the pillow for 6 days. And that's what happened. And so, but that's okay because that's what it means to be American. We can have these talks, and just because you don't like my guy or I don't like your guy, it doesn't matter. This isn't Russia. So I think it's a beautiful thing. And I think it literally, you got people loving this and excited to see a president again. And then you have the Democrats who will change their strategy and understand that they're already on the news. Joe Scarborough from MSNBC and the other lesbian, I forgot which one's the lesbian, Joe Scarborough or his wife? Are they both lesbians?
I don't watch the news.
Okay. One of them from MSNBC.
Rachel Maddow?
Maybe. I don't know. But they actually had a sit down with President Trump and they talked about how they still disagree with him on a lot of things, but they, rather than bashing him every day, why not try to just, come to some common ground and not be hateful like it used to be in the old days? When Barack Obama won, everybody didn't hate John McCain, or when George Bush won, everyone didn't hate Al Gore. You just were like, okay, my guy didn't win. Like the Dodgers beat the Yankees. Do I hate the Dodgers? Of course not. I don't hate the Dodgers. Do I hate the Dodgers for beating the Mets and the Yankees? No. I mean, I would have liked to see my team win, but no, I don't hate them. But like I've said before, the Dodgers are going to play in front of an empty stadium next year because Trump will deport their whole fan base. And that's SLKS. It's what it is.
How'd your dad react to the election?
So my dad, and this is a fact. Today, we are filming this on November 20th. The election was November 15th. My dad has not taken a shit in Trump's America yet. My dad's been constipated for 15 days. He hasn't shit yet in Trump's America. So when you feel that, I said, Dad, you're going to go into Thanksgiving 25 days no shit, and he was like, I'll do what I got to do. My dad has not taken a poopy in Trump's America.
Is this because he's only eaten half the tuna sandwiches? Is this?
My dad just goes through bouts of constipation where he'll just go 3 weeks with no shit. I mean, it happened once I don't know if it was on Chrissy Chaos or History Hyenas, where we were documenting my dad didn't shit. I think it was 22 days. And then he finally he was in my house in Staten Island. You just heard a thud, like a house shaking shit.
And you're up to 15 days right now.
He hasn't shit in Trump's America. Has not yet.
That's wild.
Hasn't yet.
How was his reaction to the election, though? Because we heard him fired up here a week before.
He was fired up, which surprised a lot of people. That my dad was pro-Kamala it out. I didn't know that my dad was wearing an N95 mask on his pussy. So clip it. So yeah, my dad was pro-Kamala, and so he was actually about, because I was doing the live election special with Hyenas, and we ended at like 9:30, 10 o'clock we ended. And when I was on my way, or maybe we ended a little later, maybe we ended like 10:30. But then when I was on my way home, we were still a couple of hours before like the media started to be like, okay, it's over. He knew it. He was like, Trump's going to win. Trump's going to win. And I was like, wow, you think so? He goes, I know so. I know Trump's going to win. And he was like that, he could just feel it. He could feel it in his knees. He could just feel it. And he said that he just hopes that if he's going to be the president, he just does the right thing by the country. I was like, oh, you mean like how he did it from 2016 to 2020, how he did the right thing and then got derailed by the Chinese? So I was like, so he's actually, my dad is all about acceptance. My dad is like, I'm not going to sit here, he's in the twilight years of my life and get mad because my person didn't win. He's like, I'm just, you just hope that he does great. And so far, I said, stocks are up. All these Bitcoin is up. Right. And I know that these things may just be, right now, flash in the pan stuff, or maybe they're not. But it's like, dude, you don't know. I don't know if we're going to get tomorrow. Who knows? In the moment right now, your money is up. The economy's doing better. So just be happy, dude. Don't worry about, but what if it doesn't? What if it stops? What if it stops? Yeah, of course things are going to change, dude. Things plateau. Okay, look at the numbers on this podcast. But now we're back, baby. Make no mistake, we're coming the fuck back. Okay, because we're going up because I'm shedding weight. Okay, I'm cutting some percentages and I'm just focusing on what I want to do, which is Chrissy Chaos, the History Hyenas, and loving Jasmine. I've invested. Jasmine was wearing our 9-year-old daughter's jacket all day today.
It was. It's so nice.
Do you want to have anything to say on the pod, Jazz? Jasmine,
You can't get any guests.
get her. I can't literally. I literally can't get any guests.
Jasmine's in the room and she won't even do your
I know. Jazz, get her Fit Mommy sweatshirts at the link in your Instagram. I think we're going to put them also up at ChristyComedy.com. We'll put up the Fit Mommy. Yes. We'll put up the Fit Mommy sweatshirts.
You know, if you keep bringing it up, YMH is going to take a piece.
Oh, that's
of the
true.
Fit
Yeah,
Mom.
another group that wants to take a percentage. And then we also
So your guests couldn't come because they were packing? You believe that they're packing?
they're pack. Well, it was our Mets center fielder Harrison Bader, our boy, and he is probably packing because the Mets just signed the center fielder from the Tampa Bay Rays, so he probably is packing. And honestly, probably
You honestly think he's packing his own house? You think he's
yes,
doing the packing?
yes. I think he went to Aaron Judge's gala last night. Probably got banged up, hung over today, and probably has to pack up his house because he knows he's probably getting traded. That's what I think. Shout out to whoever the person was who put Jasmine's face on Tony Hinchcliffe's body. That was a good one. Whoever put that and DM'd it to me. Yes, I am gullible, but you know what? I choose to believe because you know what,
Did
Jazz?
you just get silent because you were thinking about if Jasmine is right? Because you like went silent, you started staring, and was that you thinking back of was he actually packing?
Yeah, because now I want to kind of look back at his text and say, and well, let's see, Jazz. Let's see, Jazz. Should I just call him right now?
Yeah, be like, how's the packing going?
Let's see if he picks up. Let's see. Let's see if he picks up. I have to tell him he's on the pod, though, right?
He's going to be
Yeah.
on it whether he likes it or not.
All right. I said, hey, do you want to do my pod? Are you free? Can make it all easy for you. He goes, when and where, brother? I'm around. Thank you.
It's okay.
No guests.
Honestly, it's fine. It's fine, Jazz. I'm shedding my childhood anxiety and I'm practicing radical acceptance. I go, can make it all easy for you. He goes, when and where, brother? I'm around. So I give him the address and he goes, tomorrow at that time may work. Yes. Let me circle back in a little, brother. I said, wow. Okay, great. He goes, I have to be in internet to pack up, brother. I tried to create some time. Def no shot for tomorrow, right? I said, my man, tomorrow I can't. Where do you live in the off season? And then I wrote, all good, Papa, all good. So what do you think about that, Jazz? Do you think that it's a lie?
No.
You don't? You think he's packing?
Yes.
See?
Believe him.
Yeah. I honestly think that he's telling the truth. But if he calls back, you know what's gonna happen? If he calls back, Jazz, I'm gonna have you ask him the questions because you can sniff out a lie better than anyone. Just ask our therapist. So I think that's one of those things where he wasn't a guest, and that's fine. I'm practicing radical acceptance, like Giannis Pops and I have spoken about in history, and it's radical acceptance. And I'm discarding my childhood anxiety, and I'm being friendly with my present, and I'm where my feet are. I'm being where my feet are. So where my feet are is alone on this podcast without Harrison Bader, and that's okay. That's okay. But make no mistake, when you didn't show up to this podcast, I texted Josh and I said, you better get that center fielder from the Rays. You're out of here because I'm Josh's baby. But yeah, what were we talking about?
I don't even. You were
We're kind
talking
of going
about
wild today.
You were talking about the president. You were talking about your dad not shitting. I was going to ask you to comment on this pickleball video.
Oh, is this Andrew Schultz playing pickleball?
No, he plays padel.
Padel. What's the difference between Padel and pickleball? By the way, Andrew Schultz, here's the thing. Andrew Schultz is my barometer of if he's doing it, it's cool. but it's not cool to the masses yet. So if you see Andrew playing a game or wearing certain clothing, just know that he's at the forefront of cool. You know what I mean? Like he'll do like his haircut and
You predicted his haircut reasoning, by the way, a long time ago.
because I said it was for a movie.
Yeah.
And it was. And then he just kept it because it looks dope. And then that will be in culture in 2 years. Because Jasmine's been making fun of me saying that I want to dress like a woman because I've been wearing like an oversized Mets coat. I want to wear these baggy jeans. And she's like, you can't do it. That's like women wearing it like boyfriend jeans. I'm like, I kind of want to wear them. And then the other night at the Comedy Cellar, I saw Andrew wearing baggy jeans with like that little loop on the side, like jeans that were in style in the 90s. He had them on. So I was like, I'm getting them. If he's wearing them, then I can wear them. That's how I feel.
What about?
I think tight pants are out, like how Vito's wearing loose pants, and even John's got some loosies on. This is more in than these are too tight right now, right?
Yeah, oversized clothes are big now.
So
Like-
is this whack? So I actually look more like a woman now. I look
Yeah.
like I'm wearing leggings.
I'm wearing cargo pants from Uniqlo.
Yeah, and the hat is dope. And but my jacket's kind of fire,
The
right?
jacket is sick.
And the hair's growing out now where I don't need hats as much anymore. What do you think of the hair?
Hair's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't convinced.
Those pants fit me.
They do. Well, Jasmine, every time I come home, Jasmine has my clothes on. Literally, every time I come home.
Normal, right?
Yeah.
Girls do that.
Well, now every time you come home, I'm going to have your clothes on. And we'll see about that. I have a tampon in my butt right now. So yeah, let's check out this pickleball video and let's see what's going on here.
All right, so this was a dispute during a pickleball game.
Okay. Whoa.
All right, so as you can see what happens, game ends. This team wins. They go to shake hands. Accidentally hits the paddle out of this guy's hand. Goes to hand it to him. Bam, kick in the face.
Completely knocked unconscious.
Yeah, if you hear the audio though, the guy who gets kicked screams.
I'll pull up
at
the
him.
audio.
Let's play the
At first,
audio.
yeah.
And this is real. This is not staged for content.
No. All right, let's get the audio.
And then, Jazz, once you hear this scream, tell me if this is the way I screamed when our alarm went off at our Staten Island house in the middle of the night. Tell me if this matches this scream. Not yet.
I mean, it looks like he almost got knocked unconscious. Right?
I think he did get knocked
Yeah.
unconscious.
Now, what's your take on that? Do you who's in the wrong? The guy that screamed or the guy that kicked?
The guy, I would say, honestly, violence is not the answer. So I would say that the guy that kicked is in the wrong. But also, what I wish could happen is the guy who kicked the guy in the face. I wish that guy didn't get kicked in the face. I wish the guy kicked the guy who screamed in the face. You know what I mean? Because that's a different guy.
I think it was the guy.
Yeah, it was the guy who screamed.
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
guy who screamed got kicked in the face.
Yeah, look.
Then he deserves it.
You
Not
think
not
so?
for smacking the paddle out of the hand, just for screaming like that. That scream.
The guy who kicks him too is super short. He's like 5'4". That wasn't even that hard of a kick though, right?
I know, what a bitch. He didn't get kicked for knocking the paddle out of his hand. He got kicked for that scream.
You think so?
I
thought it
do,
was the
dude. It
paddle.
pissed him off. If he didn't scream like that, if he did not scream like that, there was no way that the hitting the paddle, he brought his anger from like a 0 to a 98. And the only 2 points he needed to get to a hundo to get kicked in the face was to have that paddle out.
Also, like screaming in a fucking like friendly adult pickleball match is lame.
It's Robert, dude. Beating someone up is Robert. Okay? It's wag. With that being said, my stepson and I have signed up for Muay Thai kickboxing lessons next week.
Okay.
He's going to go
In Forest Hills.
Yes.
Yeah, my girlfriend goes there.
to that one.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Which one is it?
I forget the
Say
name.
it. Is it the one on? Sorry, is it the one on Austin Street?
Yes.
Yes. So we're going to start going. My stepson's going to go at 4, and then they're going to train me at 3. So he'll go to like the kids one, and then I'll go to. I'll do. It's funny. This guy goes, "You have no experience?" I go, "No, not at all." And then he was like, knew I was a comedian. He goes, I've seen some of your comedy bits or whatever. I go, yeah. And he goes, so what we could do is I'll train you at 3. He goes, and then to learn some more, you can just work out with the kids. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, LOL. And then he wrote, no, seriously, if you want, it's like a really good way to learn. So I'm going to be working out with the children.
2 weeks until Chris starts wearing a gi during
Yeah.
fucking Chaos episodes.
Yeah, oh my, dude.
When do you think Muay Thai is going to overtake your personality?
I think that Muay Thai is going to overtake my personality. If today is November 20th, it will be by December 25th. I will be full Muay Thai, and I will get ear prosthetics, and I will give myself cauliflower ear. Does anybody have a way to do that? Because I think if I could just give myself if I gave myself cauliflower ear prosthetic, like with fake cauliflower ear, do you think I would get into less fights or more fights?
Less fights. Yeah.
Less, because nobody is messing with you if you have cauliflower ear.
You don't fight somebody with cauliflower ear. No.
So how can we look into getting me cauliflower ear? Because I think like if I'm not going to have a gun, if I'm going to have a house and I'm not going to have a gun and I'm not going to know how to defend myself yet until Christmas, at least if you break into my house and I run down the stairs with cauliflower ear holding one of my children as a weapon, then you're going to second guess it, right? You're going to second guess messing with me.
Yeah, but you're already there at that point.
So how about this? Should I get a dog, like a Doberman Pinscher as a puppy that will grow into a fearsome animal, or should I get cauliflower ear? What do you think I should get?
One's quick.
Cauliflower ear.
Yeah, you could honestly have somebody punch you in the ear a few times,
Yeah.
right?
Because if we decide to move back to Staten Island, we're gonna have to get either a weapon, cauliflower ear, or a dog. Because, you know, the alarm would go off all the time in our last Staten Island house, and Jazz would just have to run down the stairs holding one of the kids' participation karate trophies while I guarded the children in the bedroom to keep us safe. Because I was the moneymaker, so I couldn't die. But Jasmine was willing to sacrifice herself for the family, defending herself with either a toilet bowl cleaner or one of the children's participation karate trophies.
I feel like you'd be a disaster with a gun.
Yeah, I would. I feel like I'd be the guy that shoots himself in the foot.
Have you shot a gun before?
I've never shot. Yes, I shot a gun once at a shooting range for like a friend's bachelor party.
We should do an episode at a shooting range.
We should.
I remember I sent you guys videos of me shooting a while ago.
You guys together at a shooting range would be a good episode.
Yeah. She.
Accidents happen.
They do.
Also, I think you owning a gun, one, it would be really dangerous because I think I don't trust you, and two,
Oh, hey, Jazz.
I think you would be too into being a gun guy.
I would be big. If I move back to Staten Island, make no mistake, I'm going to be into two things: being an American and being a gun guy.
You would buy the best gun holster.
Yes.
You would buy the nicest gun.
Yeah.
You would start getting really into gun models,
Yes.
and you would start dressing the part.
Yes. 100%. I already have the MAGA hat.
For a whole 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Well, you can ask Jazz. When I got really into, for about 2 weeks, I got really into being a survivalist. Like I was watching Bear Grylls shows. I was like, we need to survive. Next thing you know, an order came to the house. I had a 40-day supply of fettuccine Alfredo powdered. I had iodine tablets in case we were attacked with nukes by the Russians. I had gas masks. I had night vision laser goggles. In case someone attacked us. I could see it in the night. I had baby fit gas masks. I had baby fit night vision goggles. I had the entire family secure. The issue is one day she brought this up to me. She's like, our bedroom is on the top floor of this house and you've left the night vision goggles in the basement. So if someone breaks in, what are we going to do? So then I went downstairs and I put the night vision goggles on and I slept that night with them on. And then Jasmine didn't know every time she woke up to pee in the middle of the night, I was looking at her butt with my night vision goggles.
What is your longest phase you've went through, and what's your shortest phase you've went through?
My longest phase I've went through is probably being a straight man. No, I would say so far my longest phase is comedian. Being a comedian.
I don't mean like career. I'm saying like, I'll throw some at you. Stoicism.
Stoicism. Oh, I don't even read Stoicism anymore. I've stopped reading all those books. I don't even read anymore. Every day, like clockwork, I would wake up at 5:15 in the morning and I would read before Jazz and the kids came downstairs. I have not opened a page of a book. Actually, no, I'm reading The Way of the Superior Man right now.
I thought you were about to say I'm reading The British Are Coming.
Yeah. Well, no, I read that already.
I know, but it took you like 3 years to read
It did take me 3 years. And I actually didn't read the whole thing. I think I've read only the first few chapters. But
Stoicism, how long did it last?
Stoicism, I would say, lasted about 6 months. I was every day reading Stoicism.
We couldn't go through a Chrissy Chaos episode with you bringing up Stoicism.
Yeah, and you could that directly correlates with the numbers going down. But now they're back up. So stoicism, I would say my shortest phase.
Case for Christ.
Case for Christ was definitely a phase.
Yeah.
Being religious was definitely a phase. That was a phase.
That was like 2 weeks.
The glasses.
Oh my God, the glasses was so short. The glasses was like a month.
You
I
said
like
you didn't fuck with
glasses.
that anymore, though, right?
No,
You
should I throw them on?
Yeah, those
I
are
kinda
cool.
like 'em.
I
You
like
got
those.
them, Jazz? Do you know where the glasses are? Are they right here in the bookcase?
They might be here, if not, they're all like there.
Oh, okay.
It's the cover art for the pod. Is you in those shades?
That was
I
a
know.
good phase. That was from the TV show, right?
That was from the TV show. And by the way, one of the videos you guys sent me of Joshua Block when he's running in the street, like kicking people, when he kicks that couple, we could show that video. He runs past Anthony Aiden Opticals, which is where I got the glasses from. So small world. But that was a short phase. The glasses were a short phase.
Watch guy.
The watch I still wear.
But you were really into different types of watches.
Yes. The watch guy, I bought one watch and I'm happy with it. That's the only watch I'll get. I'm not a watch guy.
But for a while, you wanted to be a watch guy.
I want to be a watch
You would
guy.
talk to everybody you saw wearing a watch about their Rolex.
Yes.
You would ask them where you could get Rolexes from.
APs, how do I get this? Also, being a car guy was a phase. I Jazz and I, we've been living in this house for not even a year yet. We've went through 4 cars because I'll lease a car and then I'll just put it up on Swap a Lease. So Jasmine, I literally was at the dealership last week about to lease a family vehicle for us. I was going to get like
That was the last episode we recorded. Was you saying you were going to do this?
yeah, and then Jazz called me. I sent her a video of it. She got on the phone. She says, Chris, do not get a second vehicle. We do not need a second vehicle. We have a vehicle for our family. Yeah, it's a little tight, but it works. The kids are happy with it. Please do not do this. And so I didn't do it, but I was about to. There are so many times in my life where I was going to do something so nuts where Jazz was just like, do not do it. Do not do it. She should have literally like somehow like disabled me, or she should have, I don't know, gotten physical with me or thrown me down the stairs when I said I want to sell the Staten Island house. She should have physically intervened.
I love how it's on me. Yeah.
It's not on you, but I'm just saying, like the next time, like you can get physical. You can hit me.
I'm trying to think of more phases. You were very into parenting advice.
Yeah.
Big into parenting advice. What do we used to call it? That segment?
Parent of the week.
Parent of the week, the POW. I'm still into very much being a parent, but
No, but you wanted to be like a parenting
You wanted
influencer.
to start a whole nother podcast about parenting.
I want to be a parenting guru.
Yeah.
What I've realized now over the course of going through all these phases is that is not my path to peace. What my path to peace is keeping my life simple. What I like to do, what I'm passionate about, is stand-up comedy. I like doing stand-up comedy.
That's a job though. That's not a phase.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if I can just stick to what I do, what I feel like I can bring to the world, what I enjoy doing is stand-up comedy. That's what I do.
Yeah.
The other things I talk about in my stand-up comedy, that's fine. But I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about stoicism, watches, cars, parents, real estate, because that's not really what I'm passionate
you were really
about.
into investing for a while.
Really into investing, which I read one. The thing is with me is I'm the guy, I read one book and then I'm an expert. Like I literally took one boxing class. I was like, I'm a professional boxer. And that's
with comedy though, it didn't start as a full-time job. Like how many years were you doing comedy before you like started getting paid, and then until you quit your full-time job?
I was a physical therapist. I became a licensed physical therapist in 2010. I started comedy in 2009 in my 3rd year of PT school. And then by 2013, March of 2013 is when June of 2013, late June of 2013 is when I fully 100% left physical therapy and became full stand-up comic in June of 2013.
And you haven't had a job outside of
I have not made a dollar doing anything other than stand-up comedy since then. Or some type of, in the entertainment world.
Yeah.
But I did say, I think it was on the last podcast, I did say I'm flirting with the idea of just not making physical therapy like that's what I do, but going back to, why don't you do have a patient or 2 a week, not for anything other than like keep the skills safe, keep the skills up. Because I even think it would be good to do that and then keep the skill set up and then go, with certain, guests, comedy guests, I could be doing physical therapy on them while we're doing a pod.
I told you that my first meeting with you.
You did. The problem is
a year and a half ago, and you were like, "That's a good idea. We should do that."
The problem is I just, if certain guests, I would just try to give them a happy ending, but that would be on the Patreon. But yeah, I am a phase guy. And, you know, I've talked to my therapist about this, and he goes, look, here's the thing. Here's the truth. He's like, is that the best thing to be that impulsive? No. He goes, but you got to think of degrees of this. There are people who have your impulsiveness who use it for drugs, alcohol, you know, sex. They ruin their lives with it. You've seemed to find a way to make it a career for you. Now, for your own mental health and well-being, we're going to talk in here each week on how to curb this and make this work for you, but you've done a pretty good job of making it work for you. So he was like, you haven't made like these monumental decisions. He was like, you know, you present to me as a guy of like, he was like, you talk to me the same way some of my patients talk to me who are homeless for 3 years because they ruin their lives. He was like, you don't have, your brain is telling you have big problems. You don't. So just be friendly. Just be friendly with yourself. Be friendly with your present. Be kind to yourself. That's what I'm trying to preach each day. Here's a new phase. Here's what I'm trying to preach each day.
It does feel phasey.
It's just to be gentle. Proceed through life gently. Be gentle with everything. Be gentle with your work. Be gentle with your spouse. Be gentle with your children. Be gentle with your home. Be gentle with your workout. Be gentle, okay? Just be gentle. And understand that a lot of times, if you think someone's out to get you, it's not that person's out to get you. You know who's out to get you? You. You're out to get you. So you got to understand that a lot of the things that you're pushing onto other people and you're thinking other people are doing X, Y, and Z to you, it's a you problem. Okay? This is Chrissy Yoo-hoo.
Have you ever had like a phase that you've tried to get into and you just couldn't like, or maybe something you've wanted to do and it's just like, it's not for you? Like for me, that'd be like, I want to golf, like learn how to golf. All my friends are starting to golf.
I asked you all the time.
I was busy that one time, yeah, but it's like, I've tried it. I suck dick. I can't. But
I've said you want to try to do it. You're like, no, I'm not into it.
Yeah, cause every time I've done it, I just have had no fun.
Let's go take a lesson together.
I would maybe take a lesson.
I would say golf is one thing. You know what's a big thing that I tried to get into multiple times? Jiu-jitsu. And I can't get into it. I've taken...
This whole conversation started because you're going to take Taekwondo class.
No, but Muay Thai kickboxing... Muay Thai kickboxing is different than jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but still, like, this whole conversation started because you're trying to get into Muay Thai, and then you're saying...
Yeah, it's true. But I just don't want to roll around on the floor with a guy. But I know that I probably should.
It would actually probably make your life a lot easier.
If
you could get it out there.
I think that
if you could tussle with a guy and roll around on a mat, it would probably make a lot of your day-to-day easier.
Well, the great Tank Sinatra, who's been a guest on this pod, is a good friend of mine. Shout out Tank Sinatra, has told me that jiu-jitsu has helped him so much with his anxiety and so much with just his life, because he's like, if I can roll around with a guy and survive for an hour, then I could do anything. I could do 2 pods in a day. I could deal with the IRS. I can do anything.
Yeah.
So he was like, it's really like hell, even though you would think fighting another man is the most anxiety-inducing activity, and it is, you realize every time you overcome it, your anxiety overall, generalized anxiety, gets a little bit lower, because most of the day you're having anxiety about, it's residual anxiety from us, our ancestors, thousands and millions of years ago, when we needed to have anxiety because we would be attacked by animals. That's what anxiety is. So it's residual. We don't need it. But when you're actually fighting in the ring another man, that's real primal anxiety. So that's what it's used for. So you direct it there and you use it there, and then it dissipates over time. Like I was having anxiety today about like, oh, I got to do a podcast. We got to do the ads. I got 3 shows tonight. This is all fun. You should have anxiety about wanting to fight a guy that looks like Vito in the ring that doesn't have gout. That'll beat your ass up.
Who would win in a fight between you guys?
Vito.
You think?
It depends.
You're
Number one,
quicker.
It depends. It depends what's your uric acid level.
Yeah, that's a big.
Are you flared up or not? It depends what body part did you work out the day before. Because I think the thing with you is if you get me on the floor, I'm done. But do you feel like you have a strong punch? Can you get your weight? Because a lot of guys are big like you, but can you get your weight behind a punch? I know you can get your weight behind a lift, but can you get it behind a punch?
I can. If I connect with you on an uppercut, I'd feel really good. I think, well, I know how to punch because it's like all about driving force.
And it's all from your legs.
And it's all for your legs, and it's all hip. It's all driving force. So like, I think I could connect, but you're quicker than me.
Right. I'm a quick little fucker.
And I feel like your endurance is probably better.
My endurance is so
You do HIIT workouts. I don't do HIIT workouts.
I do HIIT workouts. Like yesterday's workout, I took 25-pound dumbbells and I did burpee, jump down to burpee, push up, jump up, shoulder press down. I did 1 and then I laddered it all the way up to 10. So by the last set, when you're already exhausted, now I'm doing 10 push-ups, 10 burpees, 10 shoulder presses. So that's hard. So I did that and then I laddered it back down from 10 to 1. So that I can do. I'm dying and dripping in sweat, but I feel good, feel pumped. The problem with me comes in my anxiety gets the best of me when I'm fighting and I start to get nervous about getting hurt because I'm a scared little boy. But again, I'm trying to discard childhood anxiety and just know that my opponent is not mommy. That is not my mommy. That is someone else. That's a man, and you fight that man, and that's not your mommy. And you don't fight with him and then ask if you can have chicken cutlets with applesauce. So you don't do that. So that's not my mommy, and I feel that. With the fighting, it's just about consistently training. Like I was training with Sergio Chacon for a couple of years boxing, but I never did it more than 4 weeks in a row. I would do it for 4 weeks and then miss 6 weeks. Do it for 5 weeks and then miss 2 months. Now I haven't boxed with Sergio in, it's got to be 6 months. So it's like if I would have, but I literally started boxing with him in like 2009 when I first started comedy, or 2010 I started boxing. It's 2024 and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I've been with him on and off for 14 years. I'm sure I've learned some stuff.
And you have a garage with a punching bag and you could literally have him come to you.
Yes, but I've made up excuses on why he can't. Yeah, no, I'm my own worst enemy. But what I'm trying to do is be friendly with myself.
Yeah, you should.
And be compassionate towards myself and say, you know what, Chris? So what? You're making mistakes. Okay? Are they fatal? No. What's the bottom line about you? You love your family. You're there for your family. You've put your faith and love into Jesus Christ, and you're passionate and for a few weeks, and you're passionate about doing what you want to do, and your career is going to where you want it, especially now that you've shed some dead weight and you've added more Jewish people. You're going to get to where you want to go, and maybe you put a down payment on a house in Staten Island and didn't tell your family, and that's just something you'll have to deal with in therapy. So, and you'll be okay. You'll move the podcast studio to Manhattan.
Somebody commented on the podcast last week that this is the annual Chrissy Contemplates episode.
Yes.
And I laughed pretty hard at that.
Chrissy Contemplates is a good one. Whoever wrote that, kudos to you.
Because we do get a few weeks of a period. Every few months we'll get like a week or two where it's a lot of contemplations on the podcast.
Yes, it's one of my, but you know what though? Hey, this podcast started in January of 2021.
Yeah.
It is now November of 2024. Nobody thought this was going to make it 3 years. Not even hyenas did. And we've made it, baby.
You know.
And now, not only have I recommitted to this, I've recommitted to History Hyenas. Giannis and I have had great talks about how we see the longevity of this going. And a lot of the problems we had before have all been rectified and have all been spoken about, and we've evolved and changed. And I know now how to kind of deal with the kind of ups and downs and ebbs and flows. Korean entertainment, I would assume, is like athletics. It's like a roller coaster. It's up, down. You get off the ride. Patrice O'Neal said that. Giannis was telling me how Patrice gave him this example of, or he heard this example on a podcast or a radio show, whatever. It's like a roller coaster. You're on the ride. You're going up, down on the ride. Then you got to get off, wait in line for your turn again to get back on the ride. And then you're up and down and that's your life. So but knowledge is power. As long as you know that, you'll be okay. It's the people who don't know that who are like, what's happening? And then they quit, or they get into drugs, or they beat themselves up. No, this is just part of it all. This is just part of it all. And I think maybe for the plan, the future, maybe we have some guests on here. We do see the interview parts of pods I like doing. I don't love it. So how about I make the parts of the pods that I don't love a little bit shorter for me? We do 20, 30-minute interviews. And then the other parts of the pod that I do love, talking about this, the videos, fucking around, maybe we're outside, walking around, that I'll make that 30, 40 minutes of the pod. I'll do more of the stuff I do love, but still give you some of the stuff that you guys love.
This is easier for you, right? Just like literally sitting here and just talking to the camera.
This is easy. Yeah.
This is easier for you than like arranging with a guest. Like you just sitting and talking is.
You know what I've identified as what somebody asked me this. What do I think my best quality as a comedian is? And do you know what I think I am the best at? Not the best overall, the best version of me is when I'm a guest on someone's podcast.
Yeah.
When I'm a guest, that's me. When I have to interview a guest, I don't want to do it. I force myself to do it. But I do it, but I don't love doing it. I love being the guest. I love you pepper me.
So I have an idea for Chrissy Chaos.
Shout it out. That's why we're here, my brother.
What if we every time we have a guest on, you tell them that they're interviewing you?
Interesting.
What if you're always the guest on your show? What if we have a different person on, and whenever they're on the show, you're like, I'm not asking you anything. You have to ask me everything.
I like that. That's actually a nice workaround. I'm always the guest on my own show. Like, remember when Jimmy Carr and I switched seats?
Yeah.
That, like something like that. That was fun.
Yeah.
I'm the guest.
So now, next guest that comes on, they're interviewing you.
But do we tell them that beforehand or right when they sit down?
When they sit down.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, dude. You're interviewing. Yes, you're interviewing me.
Yeah.
And then we'll have all your promo stuff and what you're here to plug. We'll have that on the screen and we'll talk about, I'll say it at the end.
But say I'm not asking you jack shit. You're asking me
you
stuff.
talk to me
You could ask me stuff about yourself. I don't care. I'm not asking a single damn question.
about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can say, hey, did you ever want to know about why I wrote this book? And then I'll be the guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I do feel this immense pressure to keep a conversation going that sometimes I don't even care about. But if I'm the guest, I kind of feel like I'm like a DH. I like to come in and get the hits. I told you I don't like a guy being in charge. I'm not a boss. I'm not a boss bitch. I don't like owning my own company. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
I like to be like a mercenary. You hire me and I'll come and do a good job. I'll get a couple hits and that's it. I don't want to be in charge. I don't want all the I have to make all the decisions. That's not how I roll. Some people roll like that. That ain't me.
So, for example, some people comment on these kind of episodes when me and John talk a lot. People get mad and are like, why are you guys talking so much? And it's because you prefer us to just sit here and ask you questions while you're going.
I like this. I've liked whether this episode, I'll tell you this, whether this episode gets views or not is irrelevant to me. I felt good doing this episode. And here's what's happened, because I think we're almost at an hour now, right?
We are. We're at an hour.
See, number one, it flew by. Number two, a lot of times, like a lot of guests that we've had, it's not their fault, or a lot of episodes we've done, I'm so exhausted after the pod because it's taken everything from me. This podcast, I feel re-energized. And that's what you want. You want
to do ads.
Yes, I'm re-energized, and that's what you want. I'm re-energized for Tecovas and HelloFresh. Tecovas Boots and HelloFresh. We are re-energized for you, baby. So and Hims erectile pills.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Sorry, but they are considering
Hair loss.
Hair loss. Sorry. And Blue Chew.
You can't. I don't think you're doing all of them, dude.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, Blue. We don't have Blue Chew.
I don't think so. We haven't done Blue Chew in a while.
Oh, my bad. But I am energized. So that's a key. And that's a key in life to take from you. I know we don't even worry about this talking about podcasts and comedy. Take it for your own life at home. If your job or career is not energizing you, then just think about it. I'm not saying to quit. Okay. We have to make a living here. Inflation and all that. We have to deal with that. But your career and your job, you should feel energized every day at some point from your career. So if you're not, I'm not saying quit, but just find a way to get energized while you're doing it. Right? That's a good message.
Yeah. Wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Get out of here.
And honestly, guys, have a happy Thanksgiving.
It's this Thursday.
Thanksgiving Thursday. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We're going over to my Aunt Annie's house, and we're going to try some vegan options. Like JB Smoove told us, we're going to try some vegan options. We asked Abuelita, Jasmine's mom, if she wanted to make some vegan turkey or bring some vegan dishes, and her response was, I didn't vote for Kamala.
We were dangerously close to you going vegan after the JB Smoove.
Yeah.
How long
I
did
was
that
going to
last?
do it. I don't know if we could say this, but PETA, P-E-T-A, heard my vegan episode with JB Smoove and said if he really wants to go vegan till Christmas, get a commitment from him to go vegan. And they sent me all these PETA foods and PETA products to my manager's office.
What the fuck? We didn't hear about this.
Well, because they just reached out to Emilio and they sent all the products there, but you have to commit to going vegan, which I have. I have not had any meat at all, but I have a whole bunch of PETA approved foods and products at my manager's office. So I'll go get them and we'll bring them here for the next episode.
That's I didn't even tell me that PETA reached out to you about the episode.
I forgot. Yeah, baby. All right. All right. Was that over an hour?
Yeah. Well, you got to end the episode. You just.
Oh. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Keep that in as the ending. ChristyComedy.com for Tiki Wiki. San Francisco's been added. We got Phoenix coming up. Madison, Wisconsin this weekend sold out. Phoenix, Miami, and San Francisco. And also, I just got some tour updates. We're going to be adding some fun cities. We're coming back to Boston, New York, Philadelphia. Then we're going to be going to Seattle and Portland. So all those tickets should go on sale pretty soon. Then we got a big show announcement for New York City. ChristyComedy.com. History Hyenas is back. That's the website. HistoryHyenas.com. We got that going. Patreon.com/History Hyenas. So those episodes are back and flying. And Vito found out a great new way for us to switch up this podcast where the guests are going to come on and interview me, because I am Chrissy the guest. And I also think what another fun idea I had for this podcast was, especially when I'm on the road, I'll do a podcast from the road, like, you know, that solo stuff that I did from Salt Lake City, but then I'll also attach the footage of me walking around that city with Steve Ciccone Rice-A-Roni, and it'll be like a vlog podcast. And we can start doing that. And even some New York episodes, I think, when we'd have a solo one or even with a guest, and Vito and John had suggested this before, like, I like to be out in the street. So we'll still do the same thing, but we're walking around, and I like that. I like a vlog idea of a podcast as opposed to just sitting here on these striped chairs like I'm sitting on somebody's Holocaust uniform.
Fishing podcast.
Fishing podcast, yes. John wants.
Weather.
Yes, if the weather permits, the fishing podcast where John and random Chinese men fish in Central Park.